Hey, what is going on, everybody? Happy Thursday night. I figured I would just drop in here, do a quick little live impromptu because I think it is absolutely hysterical what has transpired over the last 48 hours. I mean, we dropped the video yesterday about the announcement for the Premier Lightning Lane, which I think is an absolute slap in the face to all of us middle to low class Disney folks who just cannot afford it. The more and more I think about it, just more and more I get upset, and it's frustrating, right? But the last 48 hours has been so intriguing, and I feel like the announcement today from Universal is a total troll to the Walt Disney World Resort because they know that Disney is in hot water. They know that the announcement about this Premier Lightning Lane went over like a ton of bricks. They know that people are frustrated right now and that they're venting their frustration on social media platforms, on YouTube, on all the message boards. The blowback on this has been nuts. I mean, just the amount of preparation that a traveler is going to have to do for the three different tiers of lightning lanes and trying to absorb all that information is crazy. But the fact that this is only going to be available for deluxe resort guests, and then it's not even included with a deluxe resort stay. It is going to be an additional cost. People are just out of their minds, and I feel like Universal waited until today to drop this because it's absolutely bonkers and it's going to be a slap in the face. So if you did not hear already, Universal has announced the opening date for Epic Universe. And I know lots of you guys out there are excited. I'm excited. I can't wait to check out Epic Universe. If you have not seen the news yet, Epic Universe is going to open up May 22nd of 2025. So just in time for that awesome summer travel season. And you know what? They are going to be taking people from Disney left and right. You got if you guys are watching this right now, I see a couple of you guys watching, let me know in the chat. I want to know what you guys think. Did Universal drop this date today just to troll Disney? I think it was 100% done on purpose, knowing that people are just so upset right now with Disney and this Premier Lightning Lane and all these people on the message board just saying that they're going to be taking the business Universal. Universal's like, you know what? Start planning your vacations because we are going to be opening May 22nd just in time for your kids to be getting out of school and getting ready for your summer vacations. So, yeah, I mean, Universal knew what they were doing. And Disney, whoever is making these decisions for you up at the top, you guys need to get your stuff in order. You really need to stop catering to the upper class. Realize who your fan base is, realize who your core is, and start giving us something back because I mark my words, you are going to have a low attendance next summer with Epic Universe opening up, and people are just going to start buying their tickets. To be honest, I don't want to be anywhere near Epic Universe or Universal next summer because it is going to be a madhouse. People have been waiting for this park to open for a while. And get ready because we went to the Super Mario World in California and it was mind blowing. So I can't even imagine what they've got in store for Epic Universe. It's going to be bonkers and it is going to be off the wall exciting, off the wall fun. And I'm sure Disney right now, they are sweating because they are in hot water with everything they just dropped. The backlash that they are facing right now because of what they dropped. And man, I'm Universal. They're just sitting there like, yeah, keep it coming. Keep it coming, Disney. We're loving it. We're absolutely loving it. And I can't blame them. I think Disney has shot themselves in the foot. If you would have told me 20 years ago that there would be this much of the core audience of Disney, families around the world, just on message boards bashing Disney and everything that they have done recently and how much they've alienated their core audience, I would never believed you. I would have thought you were crazy. But here we are. It's 2024 and Disney fans around the world are basically clamoring for Universal. And I'll tell you what, like I was never the hugest Universal fan. Um, I mean, Universal has upped their game over the last 10 years. I got to hand it to them, like starting with Harry Potter. They've really transformed their parks into something exciting and something that a lot of people are excited for. And they started, taking what Disney was doing and upping it and upping their game. And sure enough, they really have come a long way. And people are going to start showing it with their pocketbooks, and people are going to be heading to Universal. And I'm excited to see what happens, man. I got my popcorn ready. I've got and my absolute popcorn ready to see what the numbers are going to start looking like next year. How many people are going to be starting to book their Epic Universe trips? I wish I was like a condo owner or a property owner, and then I could actually book my place for next summer because I am sure if you have a place around Epic Universe, my coworker actually has a place that's right near Epic Universe, and he rents it out, and I'm sure he's going to be booked up next summer. I'm going to have to hit him with the news tomorrow because he is going to be out of his mind excited for this Epic Universe news. So May 22nd, is it on your calendar? I want to know in the comments, are you guys going to be headed to Epic Universe? You're going to go next summer? Are you going to be there when they open? Or are you going to chill and like wait for them to work out the kinks? For me, I never like going to a park, right when it opens, but I am excited to get to Epic Universe. So if I can get down there, maybe the earliest I would probably get down there is like fall. And yeah, I would say even fall is going to be crazy. I think all of next year, Epic Universe is going to be stealing tons of business from Disney. Let me know what you think because I think Disney next year has a tough decision to make. They need to know what direction they're going to go in. Are they going to continue to cater to the upper class and the 5 to 10% that afford these insane prices that can stay at these deluxe resorts and pay $600-700 a night plus now the $400 for the Premier Lightning Lane? I know people in the comments on my video that I dropped yesterday are basically like, you don't have to buy the Premier Lightning Lane. I get it. No, you don't have to buy it. You totally do not have to buy the Premier Plus Lightning Lane. But it's just a slap in the face for those of us that can't afford it. When you're standing in line, I'm gonna call it the normie line. When you're standing in the normie line and you're watching all the people with the lightning lanes go by you in line and you can't afford it, and you have to look down at your kids and just say, "Hey kids, I'm sorry, we can't afford that. We're gonna have to wait an extra 20 minutes in line because yeah, daddy can't afford an extra $100 right now to go to Rise of the Resistance in 15 minutes versus 2 hours." That sucks. I mean, really, you're just letting your kids down. And it's a constant reminder that you're not in the upper class, that you're not what Disney is catering towards. And they're saying it's going to be super exclusive. They're only going to sell so many. Like, I want to know what their idea of super exclusive is, really, because I know these deluxe resorts are pretty booming. And the people that are going to be staying at these deluxe resorts are going to want to drop this money for the Premier Lightning Lane because it's cheaper than the plaid vest person that they've been paying for. And they're going to be able to get on all the rides they want to get on. They're gonna not have to have their face buried in the phone. They're gonna be able to get right on. And yeah, sure, to them, $1,600 a day, it's probably not a whole lot to that upper 5%. They really don't care. It's probably a drop in the bucket. Now, for me, I would never be able to afford that. I'm a rando normie guy. I think I'm team normie. I think we're gonna go with team normie. What do you think? I think that's a good term for us folks that are just kind of like mid to lower class that have to save up all of our money to go to Disney when we can. And hey, I see you guys are joining. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight. This was totally random. I'll try to plan these out a little bit better. I'm actually getting prepared to do a podcast. I was actually asked to be on a podcast tonight, so I will be doing that. That's exciting. I'm thrilled that you guys want to hear me talk about Disney. I totally have like lots of cool stories of former cast member about my time with Disney. I guess I'll be going over some of the podcast, and I'm looking forward to doing that. Let's see. I know a lot of people want to know like what's it like working for Disney? And obviously I worked there a long time ago, so I'm sure my experience was a lot different than now because I hear it's a lot worse now. I had a great experience working for Disney. And I'm going to clear up a bunch of stuff because a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're just a grumpy former Disney employee that, you're mad at the company because they let you go." I hate to tell you this, they didn't let me go. I left on good terms. I've been asked several times to return as an employee to Disney World uh, for the last several years, probably up until it's really started going downhill. I really thought that was going to be my retirement. I thought that I would one day go back down, work in Disney parks. maybe get a cushy little job on the golf course, get my card back to go in all the parks and stuff. No, I don't know if I'll be doing that now because, yeah, it's not as appealing as it once was, and all I'm hearing is a lot of horror stories. Now, I feel bad for the people who are like me that really were just wanting to deliver the magic to the guests. God bless you guys because you are what is going to keep the parks magical during these times when all this construction is going on. People are going to be frustrated by these new lightning lane passes. People are going to be upset with dropping thousands of dollars on vacations when all they're going to be seeing is construction walls all around the parks. Rides are going to be closed down. E-ticket attractions are going to be closed. And you know what? You're not going to get a discount on your vacation. Disney's not discounting anything for you, even though you're going to have a great experience. If you're keeping up, like if you're going in 2025, I would seriously reevaluate going to Disney World in 2025. Think about everything that's going to be going down soon. Uh, the Gosh darn, tongue tied here. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. That's going to be shutting down for a long time. Starting in January, it's going to shut down the rest of 2025. That's a major attraction. You know what that's going to do? All those people are now going to be going over to Tiana's Bayou Adventure. They're going to be going to Pirates of the Caribbean. They're going to be going to the other attractions that don't necessarily have the longer lines because a lot of the e-ticket rides and attractions are closed. Animal Kingdom is going to be torn to bits. They're going to be filling in Rivers of America. That's going to be just a torn up construction wall mess. I would not want to be going in 2025. I'm not going to be going in 2025. And now with the announcement from Universal, a lot of people are going to be going to Universal instead of Disney. So, hey, maybe Disney's off the hook and they're going to be getting to go to Universal and have a good time over there at the brand new Epic Universe. But totally, with this announcement today, Universal, in my opinion, is so trolling Disney with their announcement of Epic Universe opening on May 22nd next year. I hope that Epic Universe is gonna be absolutely the bomb, and, I'm really stoked to go. I gotta hold off a little bit because the opening day park stuff, there's no way I can ever wait, like, 6 hours in line like what it was when Hagrid's opened. "Hey, Paul, what's up, man?" Let's see, you said, "Hey, man, it's absolutely ridiculous about Disney. By the way, I never waited more than 45 minutes at Disney in September." Yeah, usually September is one of the, more quiet months to go with the kids going back in school. A lot of people don't wanna pull their kids out right when school starts, so that is a good month. We've been several times in the past in September. Um, you know what I miss, though? Do you remember back when you could truly go to Disney in an off season? Because you used to be able to roll into the parks in, like, January and February, and it would be dead. I remember back in the early 2000s, they would be rolling with the free dining back in January, February timeframe, and you could go in and the parks would be dead. You could walk on e-ticket attractions with 15-minute waits. It didn't matter if you had fast passes or not. That was before, any kind of Genie Plus or Lightning Lane, and there was true off season. Now there's no off season. Even when you pull your kids out of school and you go during off season, it's not really off season. I hate to say it. Like the crowds are sometimes even more busy because people do pull their kids out of school thinking it's off season. It's not. But yeah, there's definitely some times of the year it's a little less busy than others. Um, but this premier lightning lane and how much people are paying for it, it's baffling to me. I can't imagine. I'm sitting here thinking how many hours I would have to work so I could go to the front of the line just for a day. My wife and I were talking. I mean, like our 3-day Disneyland trip that we just took over the summer because our kids were dying to go to Disneyland, that would have cost us $4,800 on top of the nearly was it like almost $3,000 for our 3-day park hopper passes? Because we want to do park hoppers because we don't get to go out to California a whole lot. We're on the East Coast. So going out to California is a real treat. And yeah, so we're like, hey, let's do the park hoppers. That way we can ride with the crowds, and we can look at the queue times and jump between the parks as we need to try to navigate and get on more stuff. And I would say that was worth it. I would have been upset if we didn't do the park hoppers there. But to drop $4,800, we did not pay for any lightning lanes when we were there, by the way. We did not pay for any single lightning lanes out in California. And yeah, some of the lines were pretty atrocious, especially in the summer. Believe me, $4,800. I could take a cruise for a week for $4,800. I could probably go on 2 Myrtle Beach vacations for under $4,800, and that's for one day to go in the front of the line. Sorry, kids. Daddy doesn't make enough money to take you on the front of the line, and that sucks. I'm sorry. Uh, I don't ever think my YouTube channel, our family YouTube channel, is going to cover it. And I really don't think Disney's going to give me anything for free based on the videos that I'm putting out. So, yeah, don't expect to be getting any cool park invitations or anything like that anytime soon. Anyway, well, I'm sorry this was, kind of impromptu. I kinda like it. I kinda like just jumping on when I can. Family life is extremely busy, and, I love doing these videos for you guys. I love the comments that you guys have been dropping on the videos. I try to answer everyone, the best that I can. If you guys ever have any questions about the parks, if you ever have any questions about my time as a cast member over at, the Backlot Tour, I miss the Backlot Tour. That was such a great time. I wish I kept in touch with more of my former cast members. They were so awesome. We had such fond memories. And if you ever get a chance to work at Disney parks when it gets better, which I hope it does, I really do hope it gets better. That's my wish. I think the magic, I always say it's on life support. I think it's still there. I think the magic of Disney parks will always be there, especially for kids. You will always have that magic when you see the look in your kids' faces when they walk down Main Street USA for the first time and they see Cinderella's castle or they see Tinkerbell flying from the castle or they see those fireworks up the night sky. There are so many magical elements at Disney World for children, for adults that are going for the first time. And I don't think that'll ever go away, but it is on life support. And that's because you're walking around with your face in a phone all day. You're walking around just trying to navigate the heavy, insane crowds. You're constantly getting paywalled and lowered into upgrades and all kinds of things. You're paying absurd amounts of money for food and merchandise. But you know what? The magic is still there, but something needs to change. Absolutely 100%. Management needs a change. There needs to be a change of the guard. Something needs to happen to start bringing this magic back and have them start catering again to their core audience, which, in my opinion, has always been. I mean, the upper class, they've always been welcome to Disney World. They're now obviously catering directly towards the upper class in Disney World. They're not even hiding it. They're using it, I think, as a form of crowd control, which I think is goofy. And you know what? Disney has always been a premier vacation. 100%, you always knew you're paying more for a Disney vacation, but it was still affordable. If you decided you want to save up your money and pinch pennies, you could do Disney. You could totally do it. Now, I mean, you better be saving up for a while. You better be saving like Disney's now probably a once in every couple year trip. We used to be able to at least do the annual passes and go 2 or 3 times in a year and make it worth our while. And we knew the kids would have a great time. We would have a great time. It would be sort of a stress-free, hassle-free vacation. Not so much anymore. Sad, but true. I mean, we went from going 2 to 3 times a year to literally going once in 6 years. But I still rolling with my Disney stuff. I still have a passion for Disney. I mean, ever since I was a kid, it'll always be there. And I hope that when I do like, I don't wanna be known as just, like, this rant guy who's just raving out against Disney because that's not what I wanna be known for. I don't wanna get blacklisted from the park, sorry. But I am frustrated, and I'm glad that you guys are loving hearing me talk about it. That's cool. I enjoy ranting, getting this stuff off my chest. I've been holding it in for so long because I felt like, yeah, I just got to do these happy Disney videos and everything's awesome. And the Disney vacations are so magical and perfect. And you know what? They're not. Let's be honest. They're not perfect. Far from it. And sure, you have a good time. Kids have a good time until you get home. You see that bill roll in. You see that credit card bill come in the mail, and you're like, oh man, those quick service meals and those little snacks add up. That turkey leg, holy smokes. Yeah, that was pretty expensive. It's all fun and games until you get that bill in the mail, that just wicked credit card bill, or you check out of your resort and you've been charging everything to your room all week. You know what I'm talking about. You got that like magic $300 plus train set that you're going to put around your tree this year, and you just weren't thinking about it because you were wrapped up in the magic. And then you get back from Disney Springs and you go to check out, and you're like, "Whoa, look at that! I forgot I've charged that. I forgot we paid for that. I forgot we got that refillable mug." Ah, oh, those are the days. Anyway, I vent. So anyway, I got to get ready to get out of here because I am scheduled to do a podcast. This will be my first ever podcast. Someone actually wants to interview me, which is kind of cool. I'm looking forward to talking about it. I guess I'll put it up when it gets aired. I guess we'll probably be talking some Disney rant stuff, but then probably some magical memories that I had from working as a cast member. Uh, if you guys don't know, so one of the coolest things when I was a Disney cast member, I totally got to do a tour for Mr. Eisner. They let us know that he was in Disney MGM Studios one day, and usually when someone of any kind of stature is coming through, whether it be a celebrity or a high up with the Disney organization, they kind of give you a heads up that they're on their way over. And it just happened to be my rotation. I did not do the spiel for Mr. Eisner. I don't know if I would have totally collapsed under the pressure. It was totally arranged who was going to give the spiel when they found out he was coming over. But I did get to drive the tram. And I'll tell you what, I would never be more nervous to hit my mark doing the tram going through Catastrophe Canyon is when Mr. Eisner was on the tram. I'm like, oh my gosh, if I missed the mark while I was driving for Mr. Eisner, that would have been horrible. Hey, Megan moves. Oh, let's see. Where did I work at Disney again? I worked at the Disney MGM Studios backlot tour. Yeah, that was a good time. I tell you what, every time I go into Hollywood Studios now and I'm walking around and I realize where the backlot was, I get heartbroken because I have so many awesome memories from being a backlot tour cast member. I worked on the tram side of the house. We were separated from the tank show people. That's what we called it, the tank show. If you remember when you came in, you got that awesome Pearl Harbor show. It wasn't always themed to Pearl Harbor, but after the Pearl Harbor movie, it got themed over to Pearl Harbor. We actually did not really interact with those folks much. They were on a separate side of the house. They had their own separate break room and everything. And yeah, it was totally separate cast. We did our rotations where we basically did the spiel. We did the driving the trams. We did the AFI Film Institute. That's where you got off of the trams. And then we did the dispatch. I hated dispatch. Dispatch was the worst job because it was so tension filled. You had to keep track of every single tram that was out on the route. You had to keep an eye on the lines to make sure you were getting the queue line down, that it wasn't getting anything like crazy. You had to make sure that there was no issues like with Catastrophe Canyon. Dispatch was insane. I hated dispatch. Let's see. Megan, that was an absolute great spot. I tell you what, like we had such a good time. The coworkers that I had, we were like family. We spent a lot of time outside of work. When I turned 21 actually when I worked down there, and they were the first ones to throw me my 21st birthday. We went to the Orlando Ale House when I turned 21 when I worked there, and it was a great group of people, and I have fond memories of my time at the Backlot Tour, and especially getting to meet Mr. Eisner. Um, that was quite a thing because Mr. Eisner was always a hero of mine. He didn't come through the parks as much, but he did open the Disney MGM Studios. That was like his baby. And the Backlot Tour, when it was a working production studio, it was pretty cool working there, I got to admit, because there actually were working productions on the Backlot when I was there. It totally went to heck, though, after I left, and then they started going to the pre-recorded spiel. I mean, that takes so much out of it. Like, we were so disappointed when they went to that pre-recorded spiel. That just totally took away from the magic, in my opinion. Let's see. Paul, it was very quiet. Plus, I got free dining. Yeah, the free dining, right? The free dining was where it's at. I remember you used to eat so much food on the free dining plan. Oh my gosh. You would be stuffed your entire vacation. You would just have like that stuffed feeling all day long because you were eating so much free food. And the only thing you had to worry about was the gratuities. Oh my gosh. Megan, you never experienced the great movie ride. That was the absolute go-to attraction that everyone wanted to work at. Oh my gosh. You never saw Hollywood Studios when it was MGM? Oh my gosh, Meg. Oh my, I could fill you in on how awesome it was. That was the place to be. And everyone, that was the premier attraction. Everybody wanted to work Great Movie Ride because you got to act. And if that was your thing, if you were an extrovert and you loved to act, Great Movie Ride was where it was at. Everyone strived to be a great movie ride. The attraction, though, that no one wanted to work at, the absolute worst attraction was Honey, I Shrunk the Audience playset. I made a video about it. No one wanted to work there. It was actually a punishment. If you did not get your spiel down and you could not memorize your spiel, if you could not drive the tram, you knew you were going over to the Honey I Shrunk the Kids playset, and it was a mess over there. Let's see. Paul, I'll tell you, I hurt myself getting off Tron, told a CM, hey, there's water up the ramp, told another cast member if they would get a nurse, and they said my resort, yeah, they get away the park tomorrow. What? Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. That is crazy. Was it I should know this, but what did Toy Story Land used to be? Well, there actually was still, like, Toy Story was still there. So, Toy Story Land used to be a series of, studios. It used to be like, I forgot what they called them, the sound stages. The sound stages used to be all over there in Toy Story Land, and there used to be the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire play set. That was a cool attraction. I actually got on that. And when Regis Philbin came over and opened up Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, I was actually lucky enough to work that production when they were over there. They also, way back in the day, they actually had the Tim the Toolman show. So you had Tim Allen doing the home improvement show that used to be over in one of those sound stages. Now, you had the Toy Story Mania, which was over there before, but then they remodeled the whole area and made it the Toy Story Land, and then that's also kind of where the backlot was in those soundstage areas because it was a working production studio. So, yeah, Megan, we should totally do a collaborative video. I can let you know all about Hollywood Studios if you want to know the behind the scenes. Well, actually, I guess when I worked there was Disney MGM Studios, but Paul, let's see. They will do it more worried about who's responsible than checking me out. Oh my gosh. That is horrible. I mean, back in my day, they would have been treating Paul, I mean, they would have been treating you at the park. I mean, they would have been bringing in folks to fill out reports for you. I mean, that's crazy. I'm sorry, Paul. I'm sorry you had to go through that, man. That's nuts. Well, all right. Well, guys, dude, I totally have to sign off. I got to go do this podcast that I was asked to do. I sincerely thank each and every one of you for the support of the channel the last couple weeks. I mean, it's been nuts. I'm glad you guys love me here and talking about Disney. I guess I should have done it more to begin with. I will be sharing more of my stories. I've got a couple videos lined up. But let me know what you think in the comments. I seriously want to know what you think. Did Universal troll Disney today with their announcement of Epic Universe, knowing that Disney is in super hot water with this Premier Lightning Lane? And whether you're a fan of the Premier Lightning Lane, let me know. I'll jump in there and answer all of your stuff. For now, I got to roll. I got to go do this podcast. I wish me luck. I've never done a podcast before. I don't know what I'm going to get asked, and I don't know. It should be fun. All right, Megan, peace out. Megan, I just want to congratulate you on the success of your channel. I'll even shout you out right now. For those of you that may not know Megan, she runs an amazing channel. She has tons of amazing tips on what to park or what to pack for your park trip. She has all like the cutie stuff, especially if you're a woman, like she does it up right and will tell you like how to pack efficiently and effectively and how to navigate the park. She's got a lot of great content. So Megan, keep up the good work. I say your channel's been growing tremendously, and that's fantastic. So congratulations on all your success, and I will see you guys later. Wish me luck with this podcast. Aloha, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Peace out.